Last Sunday, we talked about 40 minutes. You were promised 40 minutes. That was it. You went out there and earned another 40. You got an opportunity right now. Go get another 40. You got to fight and scrap. Hey, do what we do. Be who we are. Take what we want. Let's do it together.
Let's go.
But more importantly, let's do it for each other.
Let's go.
Let's go to work, man!
All right, the Flyers ready to go to work, coming off a 68-60 win over West Virginia, their first win since 1990 in the NCAA tournament. So let's take a look at the starting lineups. Both teams on one page. Chris Wright, number 33, is a spectacular athlete. He had a double-double in the first round. Meanwhile, for Kansas, Sharon Collins, 32 points, 8 dimes against North Dakota State. And also look out for Cole Aldrich. He's their big fella in the middle. So Bill Self and the Jayhawks coming off an 84-74 win over North Dakota State. They shot 50% from the field in the game. Jansen, Hall, Collins, your officials. Today's game is brought to you in HD TV by Harris Corporation, the world leader in broadcast systems for high-definition television and mobile media. Gus Johnson along with Len Elmore. And Lenny, as this one gets ready to begin, very interesting, contrasting styles here. What should we pay attention to?
Well, I'll tell you, contrasting styles on the offensive end, but two teams whose success is founded upon defense. They do it differently. Dayton applies pressure, challenges opponents everywhere on the floor, and Kansas closes off the lane and cuts down on the high percentage shots.
Kansas out of the Big 12, Dayton out of the Atlantic 10, and the Flyers control the tip. And here comes the Jacksonville Jet. London Warren, number 1, is their point guard. He'll have to guard Collins today.
Kansas in a man-to-man right now, trying to get inside, keep Cole Aldrich, a shot blocker, occupied.
And this Dayton team, they do a nice job of penetrating and kicking. Their wing players are very athletic. Little inside, comes up short, batted out, and he'll pick it up. New shot clock for Dayton.
We talked about sealing off the lane, and you had an opportunity to see that there. Warren with the high screen tried to turn the corner, but a white shirt stood in front of him.
Here's Wright. Pull-up jump shot, and he hits his first shot. Terrific omen for this Dayton team. Chris Wright coming off a 27-point, 10-rebound game in the first round against West Virginia.
And that 27 points was a career high for Chris Wright.
He was 10 of 16 from the field, played 34 minutes.
And you can see the pressure right here, trying to deny the wings. Dayton does a nice job of doing that, and they always challenge the shooters.
Morris inside, no. Aldrich keeps it alive, and the big fella rakes it down and puts it back in.
And that's what Dayton's afraid of. Cole Aldrich might have his way in the paint, if not blocked out.
Against North Dakota State, Cole Aldrich, 23 points, 13 boards on 9 of 12 shooting in 31 minutes.
And it's just another double-double for Cole Aldrich. 19 double-doubles on the season. He was second in the Big 12 to a young man by the name of Blake Griffin from Oklahoma.
He was good yesterday.
Yeah, he certainly was. I mean, he did his normal job. 30 double-digit rebounds.
So Wright will inbound it. Also keep your eye on Little. Little had 18 points in their opening round game. Did a nice job getting down the lane and spinning to create contact and space. Now Kansas. There's Johnson downtown. And Wright with a rebound on the weak side, but he's called for a foul. And it's a push.
Again, second possession that Kansas has done a nice job forcing Dayton to shoot the jump shot. Can't get in the paint. And here's the full court pressure.
Brady Morningstar, the inbounder. They find Aldridge at the midcourt line. He gives it up. Tyshawn Taylor.
Taylor thought better of it. Didn't have any of his partners running with him. It was just he and 3 red shirts.
Collins splitting the defense. Baseline. Morningstar had that one blocked. Aldridge is there, though, with a tip-in. They find Huseman. And He has it stripped out of his hands and out of bounds. Kurt Hulsman, sophomore, and he will go at Aldrich as much as he can this afternoon.
But especially like that, a good idea. Run the floor, run the big fella, try to wear him down. If Dayton can make this a 94-foot game, they have an opportunity to kind of neutralize Aldrich's strength.
Now Perry is checked in. He's a junior from Maywood, Illinois. Went to Proviso East. Johnson curls down the lane, off of his foot and out of bounds. Another great crowd here in Minnesota. Kansas up by 2. 8-5, Xavier with the lead over Wisconsin. Excuse me. Kansas leading Dayton. 4-2 our score, and there's Aldrich inside.
Well, Cole Aldrich, as we mentioned before, having his way in the paint thus far, the thing that Dayton feared. They're going to have to do something, either double, certainly put a body on him.
Now Perry, stop and start, jump hook short, Hulsman there. He can't hold on, Little the other way, off balance. Snatched out of the air by Wright, pull-up jump shot. Little trying to keep it alive, now Collins. Hard push into the front court. Kicks it out, Morningstar downtown. Johnson trying to answer, Little is there, no. Aldrich, outlet pass, Collins ahead of the field, to the bucket. And we will have a whistle on the baseline. And Len, let's take a look at the keys to the game.
Well, for Dayton, 94 feet equals minus 6'11". And what it comes down to in the last couple of possessions, Dayton has kept Cole Aldrich on the other end. And for Kansas bench production, they're going to need other guys, some fresh legs versus the pressure applied by Dayton. But again, the point is, when Dayton gets running and they start getting Kansas into a 94-foot game, Cole Aldrich really can't even get across half court. He gets the rebound, he kicks it out for his guys. They fast break it, and on the other end, when Dayton's gone, it's hard for him to get down the floor defensively. See him playing a one-man zone right there, not really respecting Devin Searcy's offensive production.
Right, stripped, picked up. Here comes a freshman, Taylor to the basket, knocked out of his hands from behind. So defensive transition for Dayton keeps Kansas off the board. Back after this.
Here in Minneapolis, Kansas leads Dayton 6-2, and thanks to the man in the middle for the Jayhawks who scored all 6 points, Cole Aldrich can be a nightmare for Dayton if they're not able to put a body on him or run the floor and force him to kind of go free throw line to free throw line. He's not getting up the floor very well in the transition game, but in the half court, he's been absolutely spectacular thus far.
And Aldrich is from Bloomington, Minnesota, so he's playing at home and has extra incentive in front of his friends and family. A lot of talent comes out of Minnesota from a basketball perspective. I'm sure Tubby Smith is definitely going to be trying to lock down his home state because there are a lot of players here.
It's one of those quiet hotbeds. You're right. I've seen a lot of very good players out here.
Chris Humphreys, Khalid El-Amin, remember? Former Connecticut star, pull-up jump shot. That's a brick, rebounded by Morris.
Troy Bell, Boston College's all-time leading scorer.
Inside. Morris, the twin, can't hold on, and he knocks it off of a flyer. Dayton 1 of 10 from the field to start this game. Make that 1 of 11 now. Kansas 3 of 8.
Well, the big reason for Dayton's relative futility is that they haven't been able to really penetrate the lane. They've gotten some offensive rebounds and tried to put it back. Aldridge there, as well as the rest of the Kansas front line, making it difficult.
There's the lob. Aldrich can't lay it down. And talking to the Dayton coaches, they want to make sure that Aldrich shoots over them. Warren gets to the bucket, no. Aldrich there for the rebound. And here come the Jayhawks. Collins slashing. One-hand bouncer. Rejected. No offensive goaltending. Oh, no goaltending, rather. Right the other way, and he traveled. Good call. That's a good call as he shuffled his feet.
We'll take a look here. Penetration in the paint Shot goes up, hits the backboard. That should have been goaltending. Not only did it hit the backboard, but it did have a chance to hit the cylinder.
So when the ball is on its way down, if it's touched, that's usually when they call goaltending.
Yeah, well, if it hits the backboard and it's anywhere near an opportunity to get to the cylinder, then it should be goaltending.
Collins has been quiet to start after exploding early against North Dakota State. Morningstar deep.
Morningstar's gotten some open looks. Good penetration. He just can't knock him down. And he's a terrific three-point shooter, led the Big 12 in three-point shooting percentage. And here's what Dayton has to do. Cole Aldrich, you got to make sure you keep a body on him, keep him off the board. And a nice job with the swim move. But nevertheless, Aldrich is the man in the focus of the Dayton defense.
They're going to run two guys at him, Hulsman and Searcy. Try to wear him down, try to stay in front of him. Collins a three. Got it. Sherron Collins, he's one of those Chicago point guards, Tim Hardaway type. And he's got a little Isaiah Thomas handle in him as well. As he gets into the front court. Very powerful young man, skip pass. Aldrich thought about it.
He's scoring from inside, he might as well balance it out.
And a whistle and foul. Looks like a push coming up against Dayton, and that's Williams. Coming up on AT&T at the half, Greg Gumbel, Greg Anthony, and Seth Davis will take you out for a look at all the action going on in the NCAA tournament, and they will get you caught up on all the latest tournament news. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half. 13:52 to play in the first half. Kansas with a 9-2 lead on a 9-0 run. Dayton, they've been frazzled. 4 turnovers, 1 for 13 to start this game.
And they're usually the ones that create the turnovers at about 15 per game.
Collins driving, the teardrop off the glass and in. Timeout Dayton. Flyers are flat. Jayhawks taking advantage. Collins, 11-0 run for Kansas. Let's take a look at the tournament summary.
Well, if the tournament is a barometer, it confirms what most people thought at the beginning of the season. The Big East with the potential of 6 teams in the Sweet 16, and that is a testament to their strength. And the SEC, probably the weakest year that they've seen in a long, long time, with no teams reaching the Sweet 16. So using the tournament as a barometer as the strength of conferences, it's playing out the way most thought.
15-foot jump shot, no. Hulsman there, rejected, but a foul called. And that will send him to the line. Prior to that, 11 consecutive misses for Dayton, starting 1 for 13 from the field so far.
Well, Hulsman's going to have to continue to challenge Cole Aldrich, get him occupied on the defensive end, try to slow him down on the offensive end.
Hulsman, no stranger to battling against prominent big men. He's faced Tyler Hansbrough, DeJuan Blair, Aaron Gray. CBSSports.com is your destination for up-to-the-minute NCAA tournament coverage, real-time scoring, expert analysis, and video highlights from every game at CBSSports.com. Into the game for the Flyers. Luke Fabricius. He wears number 23, red. Full court pressure being applied by the Flyers. Ball knocked away and out of bounds. London Warren.
Well, London Warren, nicknamed the Jacksonville Jet. Sherron Collins is going to have to come and meet the ball. That time he tried to take it and run with it before getting it, and Warren is having none of that with his quickness. Kansas has to be sure with the ball against the Dayton pressure.
Dayton plans on picking up Collins 94 feet the entire game. They want to wear him down. Collins is in terrific shape, but they're hoping that if they can get him tired, that he'll start to miss assignments defensively. Collins inside, and he rattles one home.
You can forget about that defense right now and start focusing on his offense, because he's getting in the paint, getting point-blank opportunities.
Fabricius hits a 3 from downtown.
Well, that's what he's known for. crowd favorite, comes in, throws up a few bombs, getting his job done.
Had a nice game against Duquesne where he hit 5 threes. Pull-up jump shot deep. And that one off the mark for Reed. Dayton settling down a bit. Gregory made some substitutions. Fabricius again. Collins splits the D. Baseline Reed, wide open, short. Good look, though, by Sharon Collins. He's finding his shooters. Hulsman, jump hook.
Well, Hulsman getting a lot more touches now that Cole Aldrich is out of the game. They're trying to utilize him down low against Morris.
They kick it out, Taylor, the freshman. Fabricius couldn't hang on, but it's knocked out of his hands and out of bounds. 11:41 to play first half. Kansas with the 13-7 lead. Welcome back, 13-7. Kansas with the lead over Dayton, and 11 versus a 3 here in Minneapolis. Spectacular weather in the Twin Cities for the tournament. Chris Wright, awesome game in his first outing against West Virginia, and he's gotten off to a slow start today.
Well, again, Chris Wright not able to really get the touches that he would like, and Dayton has to recognize that for them to be competitive in this game, Chris Wright has to get more involved.
Fabricius, Johnson, Mickey Perry, knocked away and stolen by Tyshawn Taylor in the front court. Little. Watch Sharon Collins with the ball, so confident. Waits for the screen, gets to the bucket, and draws a foul. And he's not a lightning quick player, Lenny, but he's got gears.
Well, certainly, and that's better than just running at one speed, even if it is lightning quick, because eventually it's like a major league batter hitting a fastball. Eventually you catch up with the guys at just one speed, but, you know, he'll lull you to sleep, no question about it, and then explode on you.
So let's take a look at some of your keys for the Jayhawks.
Well, for them to continue success in this tournament, they've got to be able to go to their bench, go deep into their bench, certainly not turn the ball over as much as they might have done in some of the big games that they played this year. And certainly Cole Aldrich has been a key factor. He's a guy that really presents obstacles on both ends of the floor for opponents.
14-7. Inside. Aldrich with a rebound. Collins the other way now.
That's good defense by Aldrich. Never left his feet, just extended. Challenge the shot.
Aldrich goes inside, and it's stolen. Great defense. Right. Athlete. Spectacular athlete.
And you saw him beating Cole Aldrich down the floor. Aldrich knew within a step or two he wasn't catching him, so he never even made an attempt.
Little. And he knocks down a mid-range jump shot. His first basket of the game. 16-9. But you get the feeling that Dayton is starting to warm up now.
Well, they're playing that 94-foot game.
No call on that play. Looked like a foul. They throw it in the front court. Ball knocked away. Stolen by Marcus Johnson. Here comes MJ.
And see, that's the pressure applied. Eventually, for a lot of teams, you get worn down. Not necessarily physically, but certainly mentally, you start making mistakes. And ultimately, you make mistakes in critical situations because of the pressure applied all game.
Perry backs it up, takes a jump shot. Long rebound. Taylor. But you like what Dayton is doing. They're getting back on defense. And that was one of their keys coming into this game. Defensive transition and a foul up top.
Well, we talked about getting Chris Wright involved. And right there on the rebound and the push. Aldrich, even though he started maybe 3 or 4 steps ahead of Wright with that quickness, as we take a look at those looks and the push, just outstanding athleticism.
Wright, one of 11 children And a steal. Warren straight to the basket, and he lays it up and in.
I said it before. With London Warren hanging around, you have got to be sure of your passes, and you got to be sure of the catch. You got to meet the ball because he is so quick getting between his opponent and the ball.
Tyshawn Taylor brings it up, freshman out of St. Anthony's in Jersey City. Won the national championship for Coach Bob Hurley. Little. And again, he hits it.
Well, on Friday, Mario Little was 0 for 2 from the field. And today, he's pretty much reversed himself. Came out looking for the basketball.
Searcy inside, flipped it up. No call.
Well, Aldrich did nothing but hold his position and, again, extend his arms. Considerable extension, but it's so hard for Searcy to see over.
Aldrich on the baseline, powers it up. Searcy with some good defense, knocked out of bounds by Little. Now the winner of this game will advance and go to Indianapolis to face the winner of our next game, USC Michigan State. SC playing some great basketball in their opening round win against Boston College, and Michigan State as talented a team as you will see in America. In the game now, Stephen Thomas for Dayton. Where's number 11 along with Little? He has it knocked out of his hands. Hard push. Collins behind the back. Whoa, man. The Windy City. Collins showing you that Chicago basketball. Largest lead of the game for Kansas. And there have been some great point guards to come out of Chicago baseline. And that one goes down. Beautiful for Paul Williams.
Well, Dayton's starting to heat up from the perimeter, kind of answering Kansas. They can't get it inside. They're certainly looking for those shots off of the penetration.
But watch Collins. Shades of Tim Hardaway, Isaiah Thomas, Doc Rivers, all from the shy. 21-14, Kansas. All right, a look at the game summary.
Well, the Kansas defense really keeping Dayton for the most part out of the paint. And Dayton leading in rebounding, but 7 of those are offensive rebounds that they just couldn't pretty much put back. But Kansas in transition, Sharon Collins leading them with some outstanding ball handling. And Brian Gregory's going to have to figure out a way, one, to get his guys back in the paint, and secondly, how to slow down Sharon Collins.
Warren brings it into the front court with Johnson. Johnson, 18-footer, got it.
Well, that's the next best thing. If you can't get it in the paint, pull up and take what the defense gives you, but you got to be able to knock shots down.
Johnson very good off the dribble. 21-16. Collins has been excellent for Kansas, 10 points. Aldrich looks weak side, knocked away and stolen.
Well, that's one way to neutralize Cole Aldrich. Wait till he puts it on the floor, go for the double, force him to pass it. And obviously, he's not too sharp today passing the ball out of the post.
Another deflection. Jayhawks take it away. 6 turnovers for Dayton. 6 turnovers for Kansas. As Collins blacks it up. He'll run pick and roll now. He can split it. Fires a 3. Now they're going under the screen.
Well, they have to because Collins had been splitting it when they were trying to go over and even on the switch. Take a look at the big 2 for Kansas. They pretty much carry this team in the tournament.
Collins deals it. Extra pass. Dayton really moving and shifting on defense. Collins drives now. Nice. He has 12. Playing some of his best basketball of the season. Averages 18 a game at 32 and 8 in the first round.
Well, again, and he's starting this game as he did the North Dakota State game, getting his team off nicely on the offensive end. And hope that they follow him as the time goes on.
Johnson elevating off the heel. Aldrich kept it alive for Collins as he brings it up. And a whistle away from the ball. Sherron Collins, though.
Sherron Collins has been outstanding, as I said, just as he was against North Dakota State in the first round game. Off the bounce, he's been able to go anywhere he wants, and certainly when they respect his ability to take him off the dribble, he's able to knock down jump shots. Just a well-balanced offensive day so far for Sherron Collins.
Little call for the foul is first, and that's the 15th foul against Dayton. Tyshawn Taylor back in the game. Morris slashing, got his man in the air, and a foul. So Marcus Morris will go to the free throw line. His twin brother, Markeith, older, but Markeith comes off the bench, 7 minutes older.
Marcus Morris will shoot 2.
Tonight on CBS, you'll be moved and inspired by what you see when the Amazing Race travels to India. Tonight on CBS, America's most watched network.
Yeah, Marcus Morris, all-conference rookie team. He's been an absolute terrific compliment down low with Cole Aldrich.
23-16. As Dayton comes the other way, Fabrici is deep. Got it. Whoa! He shot that one from downtown. 2 threes now.
Didn't play in the West Virginia game. You all right, Mark?
As Johnson comes into our living room, ball tapped up and in by Wright. And Dayton, they're playing with energy.
This is the true meaning of coming right at you.
The moral to the story, keep your head up.
That's right. Who says you don't know how to take a charge? Look at you right there. Look at that face.
I was scared to death.
Oh, man.
Wow. 23-21, Dayton right back in this game on a 10-2 run. And they are playing with energy.
And they've been energized by the most unlikely of sources in Luke Fabricius.
Wright got up and pinned that one on the glass. Here's Johnson.
Now they're playing.
Pull-up jump shot. Perry halfway down, pops out.
See, what Dayton has done, they've kind of settled down, recognizing that their offense, if they keep going at it, that they're going to be able to get some opportunities. Again, without the big fella for Kansas in the middle, easier to get the penetrates and the kicks.
That play by Collins, that's vintage Isaiah Thomas right there. Watch the handle.
And then you see just getting his timing down. And Chris Wright, we keep remarking about his athleticism, and that's just another example. Excellent timing, tremendous hops.
Johnson heads to the bench. 25-21. Inside right, had it blocked. Aldrich leading the Big 12 in blocks, over 2 per game.
And I'm not saying you don't keep taking it to him when the opportunity presents itself, but Dayton has to adjust its offense when Aldrich is in the middle. When he's out, you know, Katie barred the door, but when he's in, you got to adjust.
Kansas is led by as many as 10. That time Taylor comes up short. Perry.
You see right there, Perry adjusted.
Driving jump hook. No! Right, almost buried it. Fabricius again. And a whistling foul coming up. Great energy in this game, folks. 25-21, Kansas. And some shining moments from yesterday.
Well, Dimitri Goodson, his layup with tenths of a second pulled the game out for Gonzaga. A.J. Price in a dominant win. Connecticut over Texas A&M, and Blake Griffin being Blake Griffin.
Man, What a good basketball player, 33 and 17. How about Michigan, though? Michigan with a fine season. Coach Beilein, future in Ann Arbor should be very bright.
Well, John Beilein is one of the best tournament coaches that you can think of. The way he gets his guys ready, devising ways to attack his opponent, and certainly with his penetrate, kick, shooting threes, as well as a 1-3-1 defense, makes it very hard on teams.
Years ago, almost led West Virginia to the Final Four. Lost to Louisville in a terrific game. 26-21 now, Kansas.
Dayton out there running the weave, but Kansas didn't bite, so now they've got to reset.
What kind of defense is Kansas playing right now, Len?
Well, they look like they're pretty much playing kind of a 2-3 zone, but they're matching up. Cole Aldrich again, just staying in the middle, not going anywhere.
Aldrich right underneath the basket. That's his 8th rebound. Collins the other way, can't get it to stay down. Picked up, ball squirts out. Who wants it? Ball finally ends up into the hands of Collins. And the rebound goes to Kansas's Brady Morningstar.
Everybody rebounding for Kansas as Aldrich just gets over half court. His expectation was Kansas's 4 would be able to score against Dayton's 5.
Morningstar cut off. Collins spinning. Little follow. Aldrich offensive rebound and foul. Jayhawks really hitting the glass now.
Well, they certainly are, and the thing that probably frustrates Brian Gregory the most is that at one point there were 5 red shirts trying to rebound and defend against 4 Kansas players as Aldrich never got across half court. But once he got in, again, keeping the ball alive, Kansas doing an outstanding job working second, third opportunities.
Aldrich, a very good free throw shooter, although he misses that one. 80% on the season. 26-21, Kansas leads Dayton. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first half.
And this has been a game where the Kansas defense initially had Dayton pretty much stymied. Dayton couldn't get in the paint, couldn't really get any of the higher percentage shots that they like, but then they started to extend the defense, created full court opportunities, and were able to get back in this ball game. And for Kansas, it's pretty much the same story. Sharon Collins started to lead them offensively after Cole Aldrich scored the first 6 points. So the 1-2 punch from Kansas has gotten them this lead.
Second free throw off the mark for Aldrich as well, and a foul called. But it will be only the 4th team foul against the Jayhawks as Mario Little is called for the foul. Now the winner of this game will take on the winner of our next game, and that should be a good one too. Michigan State and USC, Big Ten versus the Pac-10. These teams trying to advance to the Sweet 16 in Indy. Right, driving, cut off, gets it to the basket, no, batted out. Johnson. New shot clock for the Flyers.
Kansas playing man right now. Changing up just a little bit. Dayton trying to figure out exactly what it is. They're sending cutters through, so they know it's man now.
Warren double clutch. London Warren with 4 points. He's right at his season average. And the Flyers cut it to 3. Jayhawks running the weave up top. Baseline, Morningstar. Aldrich. And a whistle and foul on the baseline. And it will go against Warren and send the Jayhawks to the line as we take a look at the Star Watch.
Well, the one guy that Dayton is really counting on to get something done, Charles Little, who hasn't scored 0 for 5 from the field. Talk about Kansas and their 1-2 punch. You know, Dayton would like to match it with their 2 big scores.
Little had 18 in the first game of the tournament against West Virginia. And right now, Jayhawks missing a lot of free throws. Currently 3 of 9 from the free throw line.
And in these types of situations, in this type of game, can come back to bite you.
Meanwhile, Dayton continues to mishandle the ball. 7 turnovers, each team with 7 turnovers. Dayton on the season averaging 14, close to 15 turnovers per game. Collins pushes off, no call. Morningstar behind the back, nice. Aldrich can't finish. Aldrich got it again, and the foul. He's just gobbling it up. 8 points for Cole.
For Cole Aldrich, as we mentioned, Dayton wants to keep him away from the basket. Really don't have a handle for it. And if at first you don't succeed, keep trying.
How about the hands, though, for the big fella? I know you like big guys that have great hands.
Well, it's hand-eye coordination. A lot of guys have big hands, soft hands, but you also have to see it in your hands. And Aldrich does a nice job there. Although he missed the layup that he should have made, his perseverance paid off.
28-23, 53 seconds to play in the first half, and here comes the Jet.
Looks like a kind of a diamond in one right now with a chaser on the jump shooter, which is Fabricius.
And Wright's got to work on that mid-range game. He can't get all the way to the hole. Aldrich has been right underneath the basket most of the game.
But the defense is really kind of confusing Dayton a little bit. It's even got me having to look twice.
9 to go. They spread it for Collins. Driving, kicking, Morningstar off the heel, and that'll do it. 29-23 the score at halftime. Kansas leads Dayton. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel in New York with AT&T at the half. After this message, you're watching the Men's NCAA Basketball Championship exclusively on CBS Sports. And welcome back. Our halftime score 29-23. Kansas on top of Dayton. Gus Johnson along with Len Elmore. Kansas got off to a great start, but once Dayton settled down, they got back into the game.
Well, Kansas certainly did the job on the defensive end early, closing off the middle, forcing Dayton to shoot perimeter shots, never allowing them to penetrate and kick. But Dayton got back into the ball game. Cole Aldrich went out for a little bit of rest. Then they got more confidence going in the paint.
All right, so we're ready to start the second half. In the meantime, let's take a look at our CBS College Sports Network in-game box score.
Well, an unlikely source of energy for Dayton, freshman Luke Fabricius, who did a terrific job in giving his team a lift just when they couldn't really penetrate the Kansas defense, which locked Dayton out of the paint. 2 big 3 balls by Luke Fabricius really got his team off and going. But as expected for Kansas, the big 2, Aldrich and Collins. Collins on the penetration, Aldrich on the boards. Aldrich quietly working on a double-double, 9 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 blocks, which is indicative of the strong defense that Kansas played on the interior.
Jayhawks with the basketball to start the second half. Taylor, Morris, Collins, Aldrich, turnaround, jump shot off the back rim, no. And here come the Flyers. Diagonal pass. Johnson has to track it down. Hulsman wants it inside. He's got Aldrich on his back. Warren turns the corner, kicks it. Johnson for 3. And Aldrich with another rebound. And Aldrich comes up a little lame.
It looked like he pulled something or tweaked something in his groin with that awkward rebound.
And a foul called.
And he's grimacing, Luke Aldrich. Take a look here. Awkward rebound. Right there, and then he kind of grimaces a little bit, pulls up and grabs the left side of his groin. And that is huge for Kansas if it takes him out of the game or even slows him down a little bit. 12 rebounds, 4 blocks, and he's been a mainstay in the paint.
Aldrich going up. Hulsman picked up his 3rd foul. Taylor lost an edge in the corner.
And look at that swarming defense by Dayton. That's where their confidence comes from. It comes from their defense, being able to turn people over.
And a foul, little bumping Collins. And he picks up his 2nd.
And I think Dayton their bench saying that was just a little foul.
Well, they want to bump him to throw him off of his route to the basket.
Well, you can't really bump, particularly on that one. You see far too many big men on the hedge drawing fouls because of, look at the block there by Chris Wright.
Here's Wright leading the charge. Wright straight to the hole with the left hand. And Aldrich takes it away from him. Stolen, though, by London.
And London playing free safety on that one. Saw the passer's eyes.
London Warren has a couple of steals in this game. 4 points as well. And a whistle and foul on the baseline will go against Brady Morningstar. It's a great name for a college basketball player, Morningstar, especially if he's hitting a bunch of jump shots. Searcy, he's in for Hulsman, who has 3 fouls. 29-23. Johnson almost traveled. Picked it up in no man's land, and he gets a timeout. 18-10 to play. Second half, 29-23, Kansas. (29-23), Kansas leading Dayton. Gus Johnson, Len Elmo with you here in the second half.
Both teams playing stout defense, as you can tell by the score. And it's not so much people getting open looks and missing. Every shot pretty much has been challenged on both ends.
Dayton shooting 9 of 42. Little inside, rattles one home. And that's what he's really good at, Len, is just elevating over the defender and letting it go at the top of his jump.
Well, that's fundamentally sound, using his assets, ability to get and rise above the defense with a soft touch.
Dayton 10 of 43, 23% shooting. Aldrich on the baseline. Reverse layup for the big man.
Showing a little mobility. Good footwork.
He has 11 points, and the Flyers throw it away again. The bracket here in Minneapolis. The winner of this game to take on the winner of our next game between USC and Michigan State.
And that's going to be a nice battle. Big guards for USC, small, quick guards for Michigan State.
Taylor straight to the basket and a foul. And that is an offensive foul called against Tyshawn Taylor.
Got to use a little bit of discretion, bearing down on that defense, and a nice job stepping in there. Devin Searcy, man in the back line of that Dayton defense. Which except for a few plays, with Cole Aldrich has gotten loose down low, they've done an outstanding job for the most part.
Taylor picking up his first foul. So here comes London Warren. Inside Little double team. Warren will not shoot the ball from the perimeter. That is the weak part of his game. He'll drive it, but he won't shoot it. There he goes. Around the rim, no. And he gets a steal. What a play. Here comes the Jacksonville Jet. Leaves it right to the bucket. Left hand, no, but a foul.
I'll tell you what, it's been the defense by Dayton, second in the Atlantic 10 in field goal percentage defense, and they've been swarming. Occasionally Aldrich gets loose. Occasionally Sharon Collins has gotten loose. But this defense has done a terrific job. The 29 points at halftime scored by Kansas was tied for their lowest halftime output, first half output of the season. They did that at Nebraska as well. So you got to look at Dayton, and they've got to be feeling good about themselves, the fact that their defense is clicked in.
Aldrich was called for his second foul.
Actually, the second lowest halftime output. 28 at Texas Tech.
Collins back in the game for Kansas.
But a team like Kansas, to hold them to 28, 29 points at half really shows that your defense is working. And Sharon Collins and Cole Aldrich are really the only guys consistently putting the ball in the basket for Kansas.
Collins has 14. Aldrich has 11. Collins, Morningstar, Little, Taylor, and Aldrich. Inside Aldrich, great catch, and he's bumped and fouled. That's a nice pass by Collins to get it to him.
Well, Kansas has done a nice job of finding Aldrich. He locks and gets the defender on his hip and gives him that big target. And that pass is on the money. If you're Dayton, you got to put more pressure on the passer. Sherron Collins, just enough room to be able to see the target. If I'm Mickey Perry, you got to get up on him a lot tighter to avoid that lob.
Little caught for the foul, his third. He checks out of the game. Williams back in, number 22, red. Morningstar hard around the corner, finds Aldrich, stripped out of his hands, and he's fouled.
Well, you can tell what the crowd thought of that call. Nicely developed play, but even nicer rotation by Dayton. Unfortunately, they get called for the foul.
And that's right. And he picks up his second. 4 team fouls against the Flyers. Collins off the dribble, rejected, out of bounds. Great defense by Dayton.
And Mickey Perry, who had a key block in the game against West Virginia, a tight game, he blocks a shot. Dayton goes down to score. And on this one, the same kind of defense. He's got those long arms.
Perry, transfer from Wisconsin, plays big minutes off the bench, especially with the injury to Rob Lowry. He blew out his knee. Right, spinning, rejected by Aldrich. His 5th block shot of the game. Inside, turnaround jump shot is good. Kansas is Mario Little with a soft touch on the baseline. Gives him a 33-27 lead. 7 points for Little off the bench.
They just kind of threw that one up. Again, the Kansas defense starting to dig in again.
Morningstar lobs it. Knocked away and stolen. Great defense.
I'm not sure
by Paul Williams.
Not sure Cole Aldrich was really ready for that pass.
Perry the other way, and he's fouled. 14:58 to play, second half. 33-27 Kansas. Dayton heading to the line to shoot free throws.
I like the way you move.
Kansas with a 33-27 lead, and let's take a look at the Stars.
Well, for Dayton, their Stars have found it tough sledding. Wright and Little both having difficulty. 4 of 18 from the field, but Sherron Collins, Cole Aldrich, they pretty much are the Kansas offense.
They love their Dayton Flyers. Right on the bench. Mickey Perry is at the free throw line. Collins was called for the foul, his first, as Perry misses the first free throw. NCAA March Madness on Demand is streaming every game from the NCAA Championship online for free. Watch any game from the tournament live at ncaa.com.
And Gus, with Wright on the bench, I think Dayton's looking to give him just a couple of minutes, kind of freshen his legs so he can go the rest of the way. Dayton looking maybe to generate some offense off their defense.
Taylor, bounce pass, Morris can't hang on, and the Flyers force a turnover. Here comes Mickey Perry. He has Warren with him. Warren guarded by Collins. Collins really sliding with him on defense. Warren stripped on the way and out of bounds. But Cole Aldrich has been the story for Kansas.
Oh, he certainly has. Double-double, 11 points, 14 rebounds. Nice moves on the baseline, really dominant on the defensive end. He single-handedly has been keeping Dayton pretty much out of the paint.
Hulsman has been on the bench for a while, and an offensive foul. And he will pick up his 4th. He may have to go back to the bench.
Oh, that was a nice, smart play by Markieff Morris. Recognizing Hulsman wants to back him down. Gives him that shoulder, and Morris complies.
So Hulsman out of the game. And Wright replaces him. Fabricius also on the floor for Dayton.
I think Brian Gregory would have liked to have given Chris Wright a little more of a blow. But nonetheless, you're going to have your star in the game for the rest of the time because he's your offensive threat primarily.
And a whistle. Looks like that ball was kicked. 20 to shoot for the Jayhawks. Collins, shot clock winding down. He usually keeps it. Tries to break it down, fade away. Oh my goodness! You got to call that, son.
Dayton right back at him, though.
Perry to the bucket.
Well, that was good guard play right there. Collins, shot clock running down. Your point guard has to create for himself or others. But Mickey Perry pushing it.
And over and back is the call. Good defense by Mickey Perry as he forces the Kansas turnover. But watch Collins. Big shot.
Good point guard play. Run your defense, and when the shot clock comes down, that's when you try to break down the defense, create for yourself and others. And Collins has had an opportunity to create for himself often in this NCAA tournament.
13 turnovers for the Jayhawks. Fabricius, three. And Markieff Morris pulls down the rebound. In the corner, Reed lets it go and hits.
That was good recognition there. Reed all by himself in the corner. Dayton totally forgot about him. In transition, everybody runs down the middle of the floor. They forget to spot up and challenge shooters.
Approaching the 13-minute mark. Kansas starting to smell blood in the water. Their defense has been excellent. Fabricius, another three. Way off the mark. Williams with the rebound. Taken away by Collins. And here comes the speedy guard. And it's kicked out of bounds. So wholesale substitutions coming in now for Dayton. Chris Johnson, Stephen Thomas, along with Little and Marcus Johnson. Wright remains on the floor.
And Brian Gregory attempting to get fresh legs in there. They're going to continue to apply pressure.
Defending national champions. Starting to flex their muscle. Collins, left hand scoop.
How many times have we seen Sharon Collins split that double team? Brian Gregory wants to talk about just that.
12:37 to play. Kansas up by 10. Where will you hear the president answer the toughest questions about his new economic proposals? Where else? On 60 Minutes tonight. 12:37 to play in the second half. Kansas matching its largest lead of the game. 10 points, 40-30. And their defense, the Jayhawk defense, has been stifling, limiting Dayton to 22% shooting, 11 of 50.
And really the only open shots that Dayton has been getting are the long-range shots that Fabricius was taking. And again, that was playing the odds.
And a whistle and foul, a bump coming up. And looks like Morningstar is called for the foul, his second. Bill Self won the national championship last year. Has led 3 teams deep into the tournament. Tulsa, Illinois, and now Kansas. Pull-up jump shot. Chris Johnson, no. Little with the rebound. Gets it out to Marcus Johnson.
Dayton really struggling to get good looks. Shots that they're getting, many of them off balance, others challenged.
Right. Contested by Aldrich, taken out by Morris. Outlet pass. Taylor, and he'll peel it back and run the offense.
Yeah, good idea. Come back, reset. Half court is where Kansas has been able to break down Dayton.
Inside Aldrich. Nice catch. Power dribble. The reverse won't go. Chris Johnson. Thomas. Johnson on the baseline. Aldrich with another rebound. He has 15 rebounds to go along with his 11 points.
And another difficult shot by Dayton. Kansas just not conceding anything on the defensive end. Dayton looking to force some turnovers, force some bad shots, and try to get some offense off of their defense.
Reed. Here's Stephen Thomas. Right jump shot.
And you notice Cole Aldrich will let him have that one. Didn't even come out to contest. Just kind of waved at him.
And that's how you beat Dayton from a perimeter standpoint. They are not a collection of good shooters. They like to penetrate, get to the basket. Great athletes, but jump shots just not going down for them. This afternoon, 10:15 to play. Kansas up by 10. Kansas up by 10 as we take a look at the summary by half.
Well, you didn't think the drought could get worse in the first half for Dayton going into the second half, but it certainly has. Nothing from beyond the arc. But you look at Kansas, their offense starting to click.
Collins with 18 points today for the Jayhawks. Aldrich with the double-double. Morris, quick spin on the baseline, almost lost it. And he steps on the baseline out of bounds.
Well, the biggest reason for the Dayton drought has been the Kansas defense. When they're not closing off the driving to the lane, they certainly are swarming the ball, getting blocks, excellent position, and forcing Dayton into a lot of off-balance shots.
Marcus Johnson, deep jump shot. And another rebound for Aldrich.
And another jump shot challenge. That time Tyshawn Taylor with a nice job of getting a hand in the shooter's face. Kansas is everywhere. And Dayton just can't shake them.
Aldrich with 16 rebounds and 11 points. Dayton shooting 20% from the field. Aldrich inside, lays it up. He has 12. And the Jayhawks take a 42-30 lead, largest of the game. Searcy, no. Rebounded by Reed. Reed, pull-up jump shot. Around the rim, no. 8:50 to play. Dayton is going to have to start knocking down some shots if they plan on getting back in this game. Little leans in, taking away Aldrich, outlet pass. Here come the Jayhawks. Reed, Taylor, and
Well, I'll tell you what, Taylor did a nice job. First of all, you see Aldrich with the excellent position and just extending. But watch Taylor slow down, get in the path of the defender, and draw the contact. And Cole Aldrich says, nice job, baby.
Tyshawn Taylor scoring. He will shoot one.
So Tyshawn Taylor at the free throw line. We told you he played for legendary high school coach Bob Hurley for St. Anthony's in New Jersey. They won the national championship. Very impressive kid. At the age of 8, he grew up in the Big Brothers and Big Sisters program. Ran into a lot of very positive mentors. Ball rebounded by London Warren.
Aided by the ball going straight up off the rim and balancing on the top of the backboard, threw Aldrich's timing off, and the Jacksonville Jet able to fly in and get it and create some points for his team.
Mickey Perry with a nice reverse layup. That'll set up the full court pressure.
Hard-earned points.
That basket breaks a 9-0 run and a foul on the baseline. 7:55 to play. Second half, 44-32, Kansas.
Well, the Big 12 representing in the NCAA tournament. Won the first round, and here in the second round, Texas A&M yesterday lost to UConn in another battle of Big 12 against the Big East. Oklahoma State giving Pittsburgh all that they can handle. Pittsburgh with just a 2-point lead with about 15 minutes remaining in the second half.
What do you think of Oklahoma?
I think Oklahoma's tough. It's not just Blake Griffin. I mean, you got Willie Warren in the backcourt, Austin Johnson. They've done a nice job in playing supporting roles. Obviously, Blake Griffin, this feature guy.
Blake Griffin, best player in America?
Yeah, absolutely.
Reed at the line makes the first, 45-32. He has 4 points. And he gets a second. The foul was called on Williams, who picked up his second. Perry driving, reverses it again, and it stays down.
Dayton still in striking distance despite woeful shooting. They still have a chance that they can get hot, create some turnovers with this full court pressure and not fouls.
And that will send Tyrell Reed to the line.
And that's one of the biggest problems they have right now. They're one away from the double bonus. And Kansas, every time they get fouled after this one, they'll have 2 shots. So that makes it a even steeper hill to climb for Dayton.
To Tyrell Reed from Burlington, Kansas. Exercise science major. Academic all Big 12. Son of a coach. So he has a great understanding of the game. His father, Stacy, coached in Burlington. 7:41 to play, 48-34. Wright getting to the basket, blocked by Aldrich, his 6th, and he takes it away, making his 8th block of the game. And he is closing in on a triple-double. He has 13 points, 18 rebounds, and 8 blocks.
I was going to say, one of the things that's helping him is the fact that he's allowed to kind of play that one-man zone, although that last possession, Kansas went back to that 4-man zone, one man playing the shooter, and it's really confused Dayton. But Cole Aldrich, with that length, he's got discipline, which is so important with shot blockers, not leaving your feet on just any ball fake, and certainly leaving your feet only when the shooter leaves your feet or the shot is in the air.
Right again. That 15-foot jump shot at the free throw line is open for Wright, but he doesn't feel comfortable taking it. Inside, Wright, this time he jams it down. Bodies on the floor. London Warren. And Morris. And that's Marcus Morris. So Marcus Morris trots over to the bench. 48-36. 6:41 to play. Morningstar inbounds it on the baseline. Now Reed. Little driving. Inside, stolen by Husman.
And that's what Dayton has to do. They've got to string some stops together.
16 turnovers for Kansas.
And if they're in the open floor, live ball situation, they can run some offense, some transition offense.
Johnson.
And that was a wide open shot. It came few and far between for Dayton.
And a foul on Perry. Tomorrow on 2.5 Men, what could turn Charlie from sinner to saint? You've got to see it to believe it. Tomorrow on CBS, America's Most Watched Network. So Sharon Collins at the line, 18 points today, right at his season average. He came into this tournament averaging 23 over his last 8. And remember, he had the big 32.8 assist game in the first round against North Dakota State in their 84-74 win. Then Woodside from North Dakota State with 37.
backcourt guys just lighting it up. They left the big guys home. Actually, Aldrich did show up.
Inside right, blocked again by Aldrich. 9 blocks, and he takes it away. Cole Aldrich is 1 block shot away from a triple-double. He has 13 points. No, he hasn't. 13 points, 19 rebounds, and they now say he has 10 block shots. That is a triple-double the hard way. Incredible. In his home state of Minnesota.
Block shot.
What a game for Cole Aldrich. A triple-double, folks. How often do you see something like this in a college game? Cole Aldrich, 13 points, 10 block shots, 19 rebounds. Wow.
Well, it goes back to the keys to success for Kansas. The biggest key is Cole manning the middle. And he's done it on both ends. But the defense is anchored by his presence.
Collins down the lane, and he banks it in. 21 points for Sharon Collins. And Kansas takes a 51-36 lead. Johnson. And Johnson, unfortunately, has been off all afternoon. He's 1 for 10 from the field, 2 points.
But he hasn't had any open looks. You saw Brady Morningstar there with a hand in his face. Kansas, the defense has been outstanding. They've been challenging shots for most of the day.
Largest lead of the day for the Jayhawks. Collins splits it again. Baseline pull-up. Pure.
Now that split of the double, Collins has just read that perfectly, and you would have thought that Dayton could make the adjustment. When a big man steps out like that and wants to double and head, you got to go foot to foot with the screener so there's no room to split.
One of the hardest things to do for a point guard is to be able to read that pick and roll. Johnson. And Collins is doing it perfectly in this tournament.
And you see everywhere Dayton is going right now, they're forced to take an off-balance shot when they're driving to the basket. They're forced to take a shot with a hand in their face. This is the kind of defense that can win some championships.
Wrapped it around. Morris can't get the first one, but he gets a second. But defense has led the way for Kansas.
Those are the kind of plays that demoralize you, just as these are as well. The block shot, a tremendous weapon, not only actively on the floor, but also mentally. You start planting seeds, the opponents start changing their shots, they start altering their attack. And that really, again, that's the anchor of the defense. That's why Kansas is holding people under 40% field goal percentage defense.
And Cole getting ready to check back in as Morris misses the free throw, 55-36. And a timeout called by the Flyers. 55-36 Kansas. Back to Minneapolis right after this. And here's an NCAA tournament note for you, folks. The last triple-double in the NCAA tournament was in 2003. Dwayne Wade, ironically, right here at the Metrodome. But my question is, when was the last triple-double that included block shots? So, from what I understand, when Will Chamberlain played, they didn't keep block shots.
They didn't keep block shots until the late 70s, I believe, as official NCAA stat.
And from what we've been told, the last time there was a triple-double that included block shots in the NCAA tournament, 1992. Guess who? Shaquille O'Neal. Let's go back. 1992, Shaquille O'Neal against BYU. In Boise, Shaq blocking everything. 26 points, 13 rebounds, 11 blocks. That was the last time we saw a block shot triple-double in the NCAA tournament until Cole Aldrich today.
And Cole Aldrich, again, dominant in the middle. That was also the last time we saw Shaq Daddy, that svelte self.
He was a boy back then. Collins down the lane, finger roll. So easy for Sherrod Collins. 25 points. And Collins 11 of 18 from the field, 25 points, 7 assists. Young man is just a terrific basketball player, and he's getting better, only a junior. Little jump hook, ball batted up and in. Aldrich may have tipped it in his own basket. Only 4 points, though, for Charles Little. He had 18 on Friday.
It's a case of little too late right now. This game is pretty much out of reach for Dayton unless, Kansas starts turning the ball over and giving up layups, because Dayton can't find a basket from the perimeter.
Collins backing it up. Ace to shoot. Kicks it out. Morris fires. Aldrich there with a rebound. Cole continuing to add to his totals. He has 20 rebounds. And the Kansas faithful on their feet. They're ready to head to Indy. The national champions haven't been talked about a lot, Len, but they are playing some superior basketball at the right time.
Yeah, they're getting optimum play from their two best players, Collins and Aldrich. And the rest of the guys are just playing the support roles to the max.
Collins deep.
And remember, at the beginning of the game, we said one of the keys for Dayton was to play a 94-foot game, and that would make it minus 6'11" Cole Aldrich. They haven't been able to succeed in doing that. And Aldrich not only has been in the game, he has been the game for Kansas.
Tomorrow on an all-new Late Show, Dave welcomes Hugh Laurie, plus music from Block Party. Then Craig Ferguson's got Paul Rudd. CBS Late Night, all new tomorrow. Fuelsman call for the foul. That's his 5th. And he heads out of the game. Cole Aldrich, a triple-double. First time we've had a block shots triple-double since 1992 when Shaquille O'Neal did it while a member of the LSU Tigers against BYU in Boise. Aldrich, 20 rebounds, 10 blocks, 13 points. And guess who our Chevy player of the game is? Chris Wright.
No doubt Cole Aldrich for Kansas. And Chris Wright, it's been a tough day for him. But the guy sitting next to him, the guy in the picture next to him, is the one who's made it tough.
So with 1:40 remaining, Travis Relaford checks in for the first time. Freshman from Kansas City. He'll get some PT in the NCAAs. 15-footer. Little gets his own rebound and knocks it off of Morris. So we are going to advance the Jayhawks. Kansas will head to Indianapolis and await the winner of SC Michigan State. Inside. And Wright is fouled now. If Michigan State were to advance, it would set up a rematch. These two teams, Michigan State and Kansas, met on January 10th at Michigan State, and the Spartans beat them up pretty good, 75-62. But after that, the Jayhawks went on a furious run, winning 13 of 14.
Got a little chuckle there. Substitutions come in. Cole Aldrich thought it was for him. But Bill Self keeping him on the floor, trying to wait for him to get that singular recognition, and should come right about now.
Coach Self so calm, so cool. Never draws a lot of attention to himself, but he has this twinkle in his eye all the time, as if he knows a secret that you don't. And maybe it's that his team is a lot better than people think.
That's no secret now, though. And you see Cole Aldrich getting congratulatory daps from his teammates, and a rousing standing ovation from the Jayhawk faithful.
And there's his dad, Walter. So proud. Cole from right here in Minneapolis. So what a time to come back home, Len, and have the greatest game of your career.
And cherish the memories.
1 minute to play.
Cole from Bloomington, Minnesota. That's where the Mall of America is. You haven't had a chance to hit that while we were here.
It's too much walking for me, man. That is one big place.
60-41. Relaford stripped out of his hands. Been a great season for the Dayton Flyers. Won their opening round game against West Virginia. First time they've won a game in the NCAA since 1990. Thomas called for the foul, and that will send Little to the line. 27.9 seconds remaining, and both teams clearing their bench and giving some of these kids a chance to step on the floor in the NCAA tournament.
But it was a good run by Dayton. I mean, unexpectedly upending West Virginia, utilizing their athleticism, but to no avail today. As Kansas had the athleticism, they certainly had the defensive strategy, and they had Cole Aldrich in the middle.
So Little, one more free throw for this senior. And he will come out of the game for the final time.
23. Look Fabrizius back in.
Big day for the Jayhawks. They did everything right. It started with their defense and their man in the middle, Cole Aldrich, who had a triple-double. And the Kansas Jayhawks will head to Indianapolis, and they are peaking at the right time. 60-43, Kansas. So Kansas doing everything right this afternoon, improving their record to 27-7 overall. And they will take on the winner of Michigan State, USC.